one way or another.
Yeah, I do.
Later that day, Josie is keen to find out what starting the process was like for her older sister.
Hiya! Hello! Oh, we've got the same
I know,
outfit.
we're matching.
Yeah. We actually got the exact same outfit on.
So how did it go today?
It was really good. The way she explained it to me was that the gene is like a spelling mistake, and she said it's like your body's trying to read and then it hits a spelling mistake and it can't understand it. One thing that she said was that cancer is faster growing.
What does that mean?
So that
it's like a harsher type than the normal type.
It's not so much that it's harsher, it just grows faster than the normal cancer. We didn't really speak about surgery that much and stuff like that. She spoke about it a little bit, but it was more like just how do you think you'll react emotionally, and like do you think you're mature enough, and do you think you'll like cope with the test results and stuff like that.
And do you think you are?
Yeah, I think so.
Has it made you like scared?
No.
It sounds like it's made you more prepared.
Yeah. It's all the stuff that I wanted to know, she answered.
Josie's other sister, Emma, is at dance school in Munich. She also decided to start the test process when she was 17.
I decided to start the process for getting tested as a kind of a practicality. Dancers have such a short career, and a bit of me wanted to know, well, if I do have this thing coming up in my future, then it'd be good to know so that I can plan.
With Emma back home on holiday, Josie wants to find out about her sister's experience going for the test.
Went to Leeds and I had the gene counselling sessions.
Did you actually have the blood withdrawn?
No, I did. I spoke to the woman and stuff, and I went to go have the blood withdrawn.
So she said that you were allowed, that you were in the right state of mind. Because I didn't realise it was that order. I thought that you kind of had the blood test and then they decided whether or not you were ready to hear whatever the result was.
No, I don't think they do it lightly. I think because it's a big thing. It's a big bombshell, isn't it? I mean, it could be a big bombshell.
How you take it,
yeah, but then I just decided that I wasn't old enough to deal with whatever the answer was, whether it was a good answer or a bad answer.
Maybe we're just reading into it so much and overanalyzing it all because maybe we're women and that's what women do or whatever. It's just a fact, and it's just something that you have to live with in life.
Emma decided not to take the genetic test. She felt she was just too young, an opinion that all the family share now about Josie.
I'm 5 whole years older than Josie. Josie would say I was very immature at 18, and she's
You're more immature than I am now.
And she's a lot more mature than me, etc. But at 18, I was having fun. Like I was just being silly and getting drunk with my friends.
There's a big difference, isn't there? 5 years.
Yeah.
18 and
23.
I mean,
My friends.
23 is still.
I have
young,
friends with children, I have friends that are married, I have friends with houses, I have friends with proper jobs and degrees.
But you're still not that grown up.
No, I'm not, but I have a house and I'm doing a degree and I live on my own and I'm in a completely different place to Josie.
But then I would kind of disagree because I think the person that you were at 18 is completely different to who I am at 18.
I know, but I still think you need the time to just be a teenager.
But then at the
as
same
long as you
time,
can.
with kind of the...
I always thought this is something that we do together, all of us together.
I never thought that.
I always thought the chances of 3 girls possibly carrying a test and for none of them to come out having it just seems that...
So almost like it's like Russian roulette. So if Lucy and Emma don't have it, then you might think, oh God, it's bound to be me.
I'm going to know in, 2 months? I'm going to know.
For each individual, there is a 50-50 chance of carrying the gene. So for Josie and her sisters, getting the same result is unlikely. Josie's mum is also one of 3 sisters. Auntie Rosie is Josie's godmother, and they share a close connection.
when you look at the statistical odds of how many of us statistically are going to get it, it's bloody horrible.
How many women in our family, going back over hundreds of years, this has affected? We don't know. And sometimes I think, you know, it's such a lottery. Which ones of you are going to be affected?
When Rosie's test results came in, she discovered she had lost out. She did carry the faulty gene. She started her family immediately, had 4 girls, then had both her breasts and ovaries removed.
I think I was more worried about not being able to have babies than getting cancer. I had a mad few years. You know, I was either pregnant or had a newborn baby, and then pregnant, newborn baby, pregnant, newborn, boobs done, hysterectomy done. It was a bit kind of full-on crazy. Scarlett, she's the age that I was when my mum died. She's just a little girl, you know, and it's so poignant to me because, you know, I'm just about the age that my mum was.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't have had the mastectomy, I would have had breast cancer.
Yeah.
And I could very well be on my deathbed now, leaving my 4 girls without a mum. What is a gene? What does that mean, a gene?
It's a
Do
gene.
you know?
It's like something you pass down through the family.
Yeah.
No, a gene is where it passes down to everybody.
Yeah. Like you have various genes, like you will have blue eyes because you inherited them.
A blue
They're in
eye
your
gene.
genes because you got them from me and
A
Daddy.
blue eye gene. Did Granny die because she didn't have an operation?
Yeah, when your mummy's mum, so your grandma, had breast cancer, it wasn't available for her
They
to
didn't
have
know
the
about the
test, and
gene. They didn't know about the gene back then, so she didn't know that she had the gene because it hadn't really been discovered at that stage. So she got breast cancer, and unfortunately, really sadly, she died.
Josie's aunties and mum were part of the first generation to be tested for BRCA. Josie has come to the Yorkshire Regional DNA Lab to find out how her family's BRCA1 mutation is identified.
So these white bands here are the DNA themselves.
So these across here are the actual genes themselves?
This is a specific region within the BRCA1 gene.
Okay.
And that specific region is the region where the mutation that's been identified in your family is.
Right,
so,
okay.
so once we get the sequence from this specific region here, we'll be able to identify whether the mutation is present.
I did this for GCSE biology and I just really struggled. This was ironic, this was the one bit. This is the picture I had.
Oh, right, well, there you go. So this is one particular chromosome, and the DNA forms part of the chromosome, and the chemical bases that make up DNA are shown here. So we have the A, the T, the G and the C. I can show you some results that we had from your mother who was tested before, and what we're looking at here on the screen, the sequence that we expect to see is shown here at the top, and then we have the patient sample below, and what we're looking for is a change from that sequence. So as we go along, you can see that it matches, and then once we reach this particular position here, we see the sequences are laying on top of each other. And the reason why that occurs is because the mutation that's been identified in your family is a deletion of these 5 bases here.
That's just
So there's that.
crazy that something so small can just matter that much. It's really weird. So weird.
Emma Webster also recognises how such a small fault can have massive consequences. She has tested positive for the faulty BRCA2 gene and is now on a mission to document others affected by it.
I was quite young when my mum passed away. I had to grow up a little bit quicker than everybody else. And this was back in the 90s, and it wasn't as developed. Like, no one really knew so much, especially about genes and BRCA. Like, it was all very early. They thought that she was ill because she had ME. They didn't think it was because of the breast cancer. The hospital put her on lots of morphine, drugs her up, because she's in a lot of pain. The doctor said she's got a week. The reason why was because it had spread into her bones. So they gave her a week. She died 5 days later.
Oh my God. That's so horrible.
So that's why I think if you test positive, you sort of feel like you have a timeline, like a deadline sort of thing, of when you need to start acting.
Would you want
to have a family before you
See, this is what I was thinking about as well, because I'm 21, I can't have babies. They're scary little things. And you can't, I don't even know when I'd want to have children. I have a lot of things I need to do, and I need to be more responsible. And I'm so selfish at the moment, not like bad selfish, but do you know,
exactly what you
I want to go
like
to
normal
Topshop and spend like
selfish.
50 quid on a dress, and that's like so many nappies, and so it's not right.
It's not realistic.
No.
These are the unrealistic
Things that you
we
need to
have
think about.
But having the gene has also had an impact on other relationships in Emma's life.
You can get some guides, and I think, you know, you don't have to say like, "Hi, I'm Emma, I'm BRCA2, nice to meet you." Like, what course are you on at uni? You don't have to do that. I went out with this guy quite recently, and his reaction to, I'm not going to name him, but his reaction to it was quite, he wasn't there, he couldn't cope with it, which is why I was saying about it being emotionally mature. You get some people who are quite like, they want to ask you questions, there's some people that just can't get their head around it. He said he didn't want to be with someone that could potentially die before him. I never really thought, it's horrible, a horrible thing for him to say, which, you know, fair enough, if that's how you feel. See you later, have a great life.
Josie's been going out with her boyfriend Gav for over a year. For Valentine's Day, they're having a romantic weekend in Paris.
When I see him, I still get butterflies, and I still get really excited to like meet up with him, and I can't sleep the night before because I'm really nervous, and I always like do my hair really nice when I'm about to see him, so he only ever sees me now when I look quite nice.
But the choice to take the test is now part of her relationship with her boyfriend.
We've mentioned about getting the test or when's the right time to do it, and I always just said really just whenever you feel ready, because it's a big thing that's going to come of it, and as you say, it can go in totally two different ways completely. And I don't think you can really understand the choice that you're going to have to make, or anyone else in that matter, unless you're in that position yourself, and obviously I'm not, but just really important thing to know and find out. Just only do it when you're ready though.
While Josie is loved up in Paris, back in York, Lucy is taking some time out to enjoy a night on the town. But with the test day fast approaching, she's having to think about her future.
I've been single for quite a long time now. I had my on and off things, but I don't know, not a big serious thing for quite a while. I like musicians and that kind of thing. Actors, poets, boys that look malnourished. Just exactly what my mum and dad would like. I do feel a bit left out sometimes with Josie, because Josie's always had a boyfriend for ages. It would be nice to have someone to kind of bring to family things and stuff like that, so I wasn't always the one without a boyfriend at the family thing. But maybe tonight. I've always based what I think my life's going to be like on the fact that I probably will have the gene. So if I don't have it, I think I'll be able to take a really deep breath and just be like, actually, don't have to panic, there's no time limit, I can just sit back and do what I want for a little bit.
The sisters' other auntie, Caroline, also lives in France. So during their trip, Josie takes some time out to discover what happened when Caroline and her sisters got their test results.
So chin.